Hey y'all, Jeremy, James.
Lahannah.
Jess Ann.
They said that you can make bourbon anywhere in the country, but if you wanted to sell it, it's got to be made in Kentucky. These guys at Frey Ranch are proving that we're all wrong. We'll be right back.
Barstools Bourbon. Super duper excited today to have Jess Ann on the show. We're going to delve into barrels a little bit, which is exciting. And then, as Jeremy said, check out this sweet distillery out of Nevada.
Frey Ranch. Don't forget the name.
Frey Ranch.
Frey Ranch. Frey Ranch. I think it's Frey. I don't know. Colby will email us and tell us that we're all pronouncing his name wrong. Sorry, Colby. So, Jessica, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing within the bourbon industry.
Yes. So I am with H&A Barrel Management now, and I'm in the secondary barrel market.
All right. So now translate that into English for the rest of us.
Yeah. So I just take used wine casks basically and resell them into the whiskey industry for finishing spirits. So cognac, port, Sauterne, sherry.
Nice. Doing any Armagnac or anything like that?
I do not have Armagnac.
Yeah,
but cognac is Yeah. So we're a barrel leasing company. We lease barrels out mostly to wine clients. We also do bourbon. When those are ready to be dumped, we buy them back or handle the removal, and then I resell them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So any bourbon distillers right now that are using your barrels
yes.
that we might recognize?
The ones I can say.
Yep. That don't have confidentiality agreements.
Yeah. Most of them are pretty open, but Barstools Bourbon Company, I feel like, is the most collaborative.
Nice.
The most open. They're getting some Sauterne barrels, and they're going to be super open about. They're from France.
Oh.
So the chateau that they're from, and yeah.
Bardstown Bourbon Company is probably one of the most transparent bourbon distilleries that I've seen yet.
And I think they're really cool. Like, they are definitely stepping out of the norm and doing a lot of different experimental things, which are seeming to pay off.
Right.
I mean, I love the fact that you can pick up a Bardstown bottle and look on the side and you know exactly what's in that bottle. Mm-hmm. That full level of transparency, not just mash bill, but what the ages of the blends are that are going into that, what those mash bills are, where they're from, and I mean, so transparent. It's great that they're getting into some finishing too.
Right.
So
and Whistlepig, they're also super
right?
transparent. They're doing an across the country road trip where they're going to like pick up some wine barrels in Sonoma, Napa, and then finish them on the way back.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I just actually had that phone call today. We're trying to find like a winery to pair with them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Whistlepig, they from their inception, they've been blending. Taking everybody's best stuff and then blending and finishing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
I had someone speaking volumes on Whistlepig the other day. Actually, they said they weren't normally into ryes, but then they had tried the piggyback, and like for the price point, they were very impressed with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what $50 rye for
between
Whistlepig.
40 and 50.
Yeah, because I just picked up their 6-year rye the other day. They're 100% rye, their piggyback, just to have it on the shelf and maybe you show up. Who knows? So, all right. So you're putting out wine barrels, all sorts of nice barrels into the bourbon industry, selling those out there. They finish them, and then we get to drink the awesome deliciousness that comes out of them.
Right, and it's super exciting for me because I came from a whiskey background, like coordinating tours, working for a bourbon critic, and being on the wine side. I'm like, I can't even pronounce these words. I don't even know what this wine is. And so like learning those flavor profiles and how they translate into bourbon has been fun.
Can you tell us what bourbon critic that you used to work for?
Fred Minnick.
Fred Minnick. Fred, name rings maybe about Fred. Yes, we're stealing Jess today.
Yeah, but he actually is the one who got me this job.
Yep, I read that.
Yeah,
I read that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. You all want to get to
drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is so interesting. But...
No, it's wow. I think she just called you boring. That's terrible.
It's one of my favorite humans in the world. She knows
my gosh.
This.
So all right, Frey Ranch Farmer and Distiller. This is ground up in Fallon, Nevada. They're doing everything right there on site, not sourced. They're growing their own grains. They're distilling. They're aging. They're doing it all themselves. I was impressed. I had the first one the other night when we actually were with Bourbon Road, and I had that same bottle.
Oh yeah, the Chief's house.
Oh, at Chief's house, and that's when I stopped and went, okay, we need to do this Frey like now.
It's phenomenal.
Like,
I've only had it once.
Yep. And so they're doing an awesome job out there. This bottle was sent to us compliments of Frey Ranch. We are not paid endorsements or anything like that. They don't pay us for reviews or anything. They just bribe us with bourbon. So we'll dive into this. But Colby and his family out there, they actually are doing everything on their family farm in Fallon. And from my experience, what I've had of their stuff so far, it's been pretty impressive.
So that's one thing, like, I want to point out, you're talking about like how it's all farm to bottle.
Mm-hmm.
The quality is definitely there. I mean, not even touching the product yet in this bottle. This is so heavy. We were just talking about it.
The heaviest bottle next to Peerless.
Yes, and just the details alone. It has engraved on the bottom of this bottle here. It says what is it? Be good to the land, and the land will be good to you. Like, I just think that's a really cool thing that they're doing there. The details that they put into this, I can't imagine the details and the time and I'm losing my words, you know what I mean, that they have put into this.
Yep. So let's see.
I'm excited to drink it. I'm ready.
You're like, stop talking.
Well, initially I'm like,
Right.
Nevada.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Why are we doing this?
Right.
I'm not drinking this.
And then-
not that I'm not open, but then she said that Pat Heist from Wilderness Trail liked it, and so I called him, and he said they know their stuff. They're doing everything great and amazing with their equipment and the people, and so I trust Pat.
And that's a big thing. To be endorsed from Pat's pretty
You have
big.
to be endorsed by Kentucky.
That's
so
it.
I have high hopes.
That's stamp of approval.
Okay, so
So this is bottled at 90.
cheers.
This is bottled at 90, and I believe it's 4 years old. I'll have the mash bill, the ages, and everything else on this. I mean, nose-wise, it's about what I would expect for about a 4-year-old bourbon. I mean, it's fairly oak forward. There's not a lot of sweetness going
I
on
think
with the
there's a
nose.
lot of sweetness.
That's
Do
what
you?
I was
I
getting,
think
almost
there's
like,
a lot
like
of
cherries, like dark fruit.
See, I'm in a
on the
whole
nose.
other place then tonight.
I think there's a
Okay,
lot of sweetness.
let's be like how our kids are. It's 2 against 1, Jeremy.
Yeah, we win.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped at 2.
I feel like there's a lot of like depth and banana and sweetness, and it's well rounded.
I do too. There's a little bit of like ethanol on the nose, but
Not much.
but it's fleeting. It's
Yeah.
not anything that's like burning you too much.
Yeah, I'm able to actually get my schnoz down in the glass.
This is really good.
I feel like anything under like 114 proof drinks like water. You know, I'm like, oh, that's fine. It's
I do
just
too.
It's like
Like it's
whatever.
good, and you can like differentiate between the flavors, but it's nowhere near as complex, and that's why I'm super excited when we do this
Yeah.
next. But it's
Now-
different. Being a 4 grain, you can definitely tell that it's different than what we're used to drinking.
Right. Because we're usually used to drinking 3s.
Yeah.
Either wheats, riser, and
But
malted.
did Jeff the Creed have a 4 grade?
They
did.
do.
We have not done theirs.
We haven't done
This
this.
is nothing like theirs.
It's not, and that's the thing.
like this is. It's better. Not. I mean, I haven't
Yeah.
had Jeff in like a year or two, but this is. I remember.
No, I would agree. For my
there was
palate, this one's better.
off-putting. Yeah, there were off-putting like flavors in that one. I think Jephthah because it was not over 2 years. I
Yeah,
don't
we're-
think. This
we're
was like
hope-
5 years.
Right.
We're hoping Jephthah ages
Yeah. Right.
better and then comes into its own, which is one of the reasons why we're holding off. Because I think what I tasted from Jephthah, it was just a really immature bourbon.
Well,
right.
And see, before I had Jeff, the first 4 grain I've ever had was actually out of somewhere in New York. It was called like Black Button or something of the sort.
They're clients of ours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you like
the
it? I haven't
first
even had
time
them.
that I had it, I was like, this is really good. And so I was hoping that whenever I pick up Jephthah, that it was going to be in the same caliber. And I was like, oh, it's not.
Oh.
But I think that that's, like he said, the youth
All right.
it didn't have time to even develop any.
Well,
Really
and
good.
that's one of the struggles, which is why Frey Ranch is so impressive. It's one of the struggles when you're doing everything on your own. When you're growing your own grains, when you're distilling, when you're aging, when it's all in-house.
The logistics of that alone.
Logistics, finances, everything is all very, very difficult. And which is why this is impressive for me, because I'm getting some of that sweetness on the tongue now. I didn't pick it up nearly as much on the nose, but on the tongue I'm getting a little bit more, and like almost like a plantains. Not full banana, but more of a plantain. That subtle.
I would drink this. I would drink this.
Mm-hmm.
Good. When we
I think
go
it
have
has-
dinner later, I have some.
Yeah. It kind of has like
That's
I always
nice.
say like a bitter finish.
Yeah, and that's the finish is very lingering on this one, I feel, which is also something that you don't see as much in a 90 proof.
Right.
But is it lingering in a good way?
I like it.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's not.
I do.
I don't have a foulness in my mouth. It's not overly astringent or anything like that.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of like char. That's
Yeah.
the finish that I'm pulling.
Which is probably, she said she's pulling bitter.
Yep. That's probably that char.
Char doesn't have a flavor.
You ever bit down on a charcoal briquette?
You're not eating the char.
But you can taste it.
Ooh, you've met your match, and I love it.
The char, it's not anywhere. I eat charred marshmallows.
You're one of the ones that burn them, so you're like a level 6 marshmallow burner.
No, I'm a level 1. I'm like lightly toasted.
Yeah.
But I will eat the char.
Oh
See,
no, I set mine on fire and I just watch until it's no longer marshmallow and then blow it out and eat it.
I'm like a level 2, 3. I want it golden. If it catches fire, I'm flicking it in the woods.
Well, 3 is like almost like an alligator char. So.
Not on a marshmallow though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Barrels of marshmallows.
Barrels marshmallow.
I appreciate this. I appreciate the farmers. 5th generation.
Okay, well then
Appreciate
just wait until we delve into this single barrel.
I'm like slow to warm up because I'm like, oh, Nevada. But
Mhm.
I like it. I like that they weighed it. They did their own thing, and that is a very sexy bottle.
Very.
Yes.
That cork alone.
It's so
This
heavy.
is one of the heaviest caps out there. I mean, I think they're doing a lot of stuff very, very right with what they're doing. The 90 is what a 90 is going to be. We're used to high proof. We're used to barrel picks and everything, or barrel strengths, and so that's just part of what we climatize to. But got the
First time.
got the
First time
dribble,
drinking.
got the dribble lip going on. It's too funny.
First time probs.
First time drinking.
We usually day drink at like 9 a.m. when we're doing this show.
I feel like we have we day drank at like 9 a.m. Maybe.
Always.
Maybe.
Come into 9 a.m. from
Like,
the backside.
No, we'll be at Jess's and she's like, we're just gonna make a cocktail and it's noon. Roll with it.
Yeah, that
Most
She
works.
pulled out this amazing Woodinville syrup and let me use the
Syrup?
last of it. Yeah.
The maple
Syrup.
syrup.
Yeah, it was a maple
Syrup.
syrup.
It has
A barrel aged.
Syrup? Syrup?
Literally has a Y in it.
What did I
Syrup.
say?
Syrup.
Syrup. With the proper way.
Like slurp without the L. Oh my god.
Yeah, you was missing a letter there.
Yeah, there was a couple
How do
letters
you-
missing.
How do you say crayon?
Crown?
Crayon, because it has a Y in it.
No, like a crown you color with or a crown you wear on your. I say I'm the same.
Me too.
I'm like
Crown.
a crown or a crown.
That's too funny. All right, well, I'm telling you what.
Moving on.
Yeah, we're going into this. Now, this one is the single barrel. This is a store pick
It's from Ben's.
for Ben's.
And
Ben
speaking,
seems like a great guy, apparently. He's got a
Well,
great barrel pick.
Speaking of that, this was endorsed by Pat. Huge thank you because Pat got this bottle for us.
So this is Ben's, which I believe is a place out of Nevada.
But he says
Um,
he did not do the yeast strain. I was like, Pat, are you doing the yeast? And he was
I
like, no,
think
they're
he's just a-
great.
I think
They're
he's
just
just a
great
fan.
people. I think he's
Yeah.
just a fan.
This proof, we're at 127.54. Holy smokes, they are
Oh,
getting
God.
really detailed in
You
it.
ready?
So we are going up from the 90.
Well, look how much
significantly.
darker it is
Oh, this-
already, like in the glass.
Color-wise, it is a solid copper. I mean, yeah, it's got the reds in this one. That's what I like about it.
What is your face? Are you excited?
Also 5 years. So, yeah, I'm excited.
So this one is, oh gosh, the cinnamon on the cinnamon on the nose on this one.
Just gonna go right on it.
So this is bottle.
Oh.
This is barrel number 27, bottle number 219.
I'm so excited for this.
So I'm getting much more of that sweetness on this one, and
Are
I'm
these all 4 grain?
and I'm getting cinnamon on the nose. And some of that sweetness. There's that plantain and apricot.
You're looking at me like,
Okay.
what's going on? I'm working through the layers, okay?
No, yeah, there's so many.
There are layers
There is
to this one.
There is a lot going on with this, and it is seriously. I'm not even kidding. This Nevada bourbon, especially the single barrel barrel strength, is an incredible bourbon. This
Incredible.
is really nice.
Like, we're talking about, I said lingering finish, and she said, but is it good? This one
Lingers
has a
forever.
linger, but it's good.
yeah, it's still hanging. I mean, Got a little bit of prickle. I mean, for what? What did I say? 124?
I mean, it's the same product.
127.
Right?
The same
Right.
product. This one's barrel strength.
Oh yeah, yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's just concentrated. But at 127, it's well, I mean, it's concentrated. At 127, it doesn't drink like almost 130. I mean, think about Booker's and what Booker's will do to you at 130 versus what this is at 130 or almost 127. I mean,
That's like flavor profile wise, it's apples and oranges completely different. But how the Elijah Craig barrel proof, the
Yes.
latest release batch B520 is like 126 proof,
Mhm.
but it drinks very smooth. Unlike their batch C was like a 136, and I was like, oh, can't do it. I'm out.
yeah, the B was very smooth. It's very much more like this.
Yeah.
C is crazy. I mean, C drinks more like what Colonel Taylor drinks, E.H. Taylor drinks to me. E.H. Taylor always, for me, drinks way, way hotter than it has any right to. But this is very nice. At 127,
There's a lot of that banana from the barrel.
Yep.
A lot of those like
the apricot
nice
banana.
notes.
Yep. Almost like that charred, like
the
a
lactones.
seared.
Is that what it is? Is that the proper? Because
You're the
what,
expert.
Okay, here we go.
You're
I
the one
took a
getting paid
moonshine
for this.
university class.
I'm just
therefore,
a realtor.
I'm an expert. Got a certification, but
In Reiki.
in Reiki. But I took an oak moonshine university class led by Andrew Weebrink, who does research and development at ISC.
Nice.
And so barrels produce like 27 more than that, but like 27 different compounds we recognize in whiskey, like ethanols and lactones and esters and those kind of things that mimic like flavors, like the banana and your marzipan and your coconut, and like you can really like taste that because it's actually part of the wood. It's
Right.
a chemical compound of the wood that gives off a flavor of marzipan or banana.
Marzipan. Where have we done marzipan? Oh, I forced her to try marzipan on the show a couple weeks ago.
What do you think about it?
I thought she was going to puke.
No.
It's nothingness. It's like
It's like almonds.
The almonds.
Like a wedding
no,
cake.
listen.
Yep.
And I genuinely love the flavor, but I don't do certain textures. And I was just like,
mushy.
yeah.
Gritty mush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was out on that. But
Yeah.
the flavor of it, and I just picked that up recently in something that I was tasting. Like, it was like 1 a.m. and the first thing that popped into my head was like almonds and the marzipan. So
Yep.
it's there.
It's there.
It's
Yeah.
definitely very prevalent in certain whiskeys. It just,
That
the candy can.
that marzipan to me tastes like I had a lady used to make birthday cakes for us, and she used to use buttercream icing, but she used to use an almond extract in the buttercream icing. For me, that's marzipan. It has that really sweetness, almost borderline overly, but then has that mellow almondness in there as well. And I'm getting some of the almonds in here, and I think that's the plantains as well. That almost charred type of plantain or seared plantain, like if you're making a dessert or something out of bananas.
We're going to Havana Rumba and you order the guacamole served with plantain chips.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh,
If you order the ropa vieja, it comes with a side of like fried plantains. There you go.
I actually
Sounds amazing.
we went to a place called Nada last night up in Cincinnati, and it's upscale south of the border food. They did the plantain chips as well. It's
Yes.
phenomenal. I had ceviche with plantain chips.
It's my favorite. I always
so
get a
good.
Cuban.
It was so good. I was
Yes.
geeking out big time. Pictures are all on
So
Facebook.
good.
Check them out.
Yeah. I'm hungry, obviously.
Oh my gosh, this is
Feed me.
this is really.
Have you ever met Jess? It is 27 minutes until she becomes a completely different person because she just said feed me.
I'm hungry.
She's gonna be hangry.
Hungry.
So final thoughts on Frey Ranch?
I give it a huge thumbs up.
I'm
Definitely.
about them because Pat said they were good people.
So you buy in from there. That gets you in the door.
That gets me in the door. They're good people, 5 generations.
1,500 acre farm.
They waited to release their product. Everything is from start to finish. I'm interested in them. I'm
I
about
give
them.
this a huge thumbs up.
I'm about
Not
them.
only because they are like
It's good.
farm to bottle, their product, like the initial appearance of it, it looks high quality.
Yep.
It looks very intriguing. But then the product backs all of those things up.
Yeah, I can't say enough about this. When I had my first sip of this a couple weeks ago, I was all on board at that point, and this has just confirmed that. I mean, they're young. I mean, these are what, 4 years, almost
They're
5-year-olds.
Yeah.
This stuff is just going to get better,
That
It
means-
is.
and this is solid product. 4 grains, solid product.
I'm interested to see if we stay on the craft level
I hope.
Or if the demand becomes so high that they have to start increasing production.
I hope not.
Well,
I
Pat
hope
did
they
say
don't.
their warehouses though, they like because they don't have seasons, they
Mhm.
alter it.
Right.
We didn't go
Right.
into details. So I'm like curious to be like, do you make it frigid? Do you like put dry ice?
Well,
in
it could
What
be.
do
It's
you
probably
do?
like it's probably like Michter's, because Michter's artificially raises and lowers their temperatures
Correct.
in order to increase their aging seasons, and so they're probably just doing climate control,
But I think it's still really cool that they're doing that and still allowing it to age so
Yeah.
long instead of
forcing it
pushing
and
the
then getting it out.
process.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Cool.
I like it. Frey
I'm a
Ranch,
fan.
definitely a fan.
If you get your
Definitely a
hands
fan.
on it, it's only distributed in Nevada and California right now. But if you happen to be out there, by all means, pick up a
There-
bottle.
There are some websites that I think they're able to sell.
I heard
through.
that e-commerce was becoming a thing, but I haven't really read into it. So
Yep. So I think
not gonna
be
speak on it.
watching for that.
How much
But
are they producing? Do we know?
I don't know. Well,
we gotta take a trip.
Colby, if you're
Okay.
watching, if you're paying
Okay.
attention to this at all, because we're going to tag you and spam the heck out of you, if you can tell us a little bit more about how many bottles you're producing and what your long range plans are, we'll put that in the notes. Anyway,
And your logo's great.
Oh, yeah. It's
your logo's
great. I love it. I love everything about this.
All right, Jess, thanks for telling us a little bit about what you do.
Awesome.
Yes.
Your part in the bourbon world,
The
which
part of the bourbon world
is very exciting because people are experimenting more. So I'm so excited in a couple years to see like the work you're doing right
Oh,
now
yeah.
and watch those products come out.
same.
The blends,
Same.
the finishings,
And
all of it.
also-
It's all
Yeah,
crazy.
I
It's
love
awesome.
seeing wonderful
I'm
women. In
The
bourbon
barrel
industry.
world is so fascinating. I'm like geeking out. It's so like sciencey. It's so like logistics of like you can't sulfur the barrel. You have to get it directly from the winery. You know, like
Well, the one thing I like is if you ask distillers who's responsible for the flavor, they're going to be like, well, of course, it's our mash.
yeah.
You ask barrel folks and the coopers, they're going to be like, oh, no, it's our barrels. You ask the tasters, they're going to, no, it's our blends.
It's all of
It's,
it.
and it's all of it.
It's
It really,
all of
it's
it.
all of it coming together. And then the finishers get involved and they're like, ooh, me too.
One
It's just
thing
awesome.
that I love that when I was first talking to Jess about like what she was doing and things like that, talking about H&A, is you don't understand how much goes into caring for a barrel.
Oh my
After
God.
that barrel is dumped and then
Yeah, because it can't
you
dry
have
out.
like yes.
You can't dry it out.
But-
carrying it to the next location, like
Mhm.
like
Exactly.
it's so much from point A to point B, and there's so much care that has to go into it that you don't realize how much they do, and that's what's really cool about
So
it.
I shared it was a craft cooperage, and I think they're out of New York. And I shared a video on our page of this craft cooperage, and it was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, just the painstaking detail that they went through on a new one.
Oh yeah.
And then you got to
for
take
sure.
that and make sure that you're
We
getting
don't
to where,
we don't recooper them, but
Right.
like to me, cooperages now are like what distilleries used to be. I'm like,
Right.
I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
cooperages. Like I love the cooper. Like they're making this barrel.
It's
Yep.
pretty cool.
It's amazing.
it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Well,
Yeah.
great. Y'all, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all in a couple weeks. I know we have
You're so loving.
so we have Smoke Wagon coming up. And I think we're going to be sampling some 291. So we're going to do like a West Coast series to start 2021.
You need to have 291 come. They'll come. Philip will come. He'll come.
Call Philip.
Call Philip.
Call Philip.
Philip will be here.
All right.
And Michael.
Sounds great. I don't even know who Philip and Michael are.
Michael Myers is the master distiller.
Michael
He
Myers.
started the company now.
If he comes in wearing a mask, there's a
That's-
me-shaped
that's
hole
the
through that
joke.
back wall.
He's got long, gorgeous, like white hair. He used to live in New York City, like when 9/11 happened. He was
Right.
downtown, so he moved to Colorado, started this distillery in his basement type thing. Philip is like the national brand ambassador.
Nice.
Wears shorts and cowboy boots.
Oh, I love it.
They're a party all the time.
Their party.
They're a party all the time.
So no.
We got through almost a half an hour before she dropped it, y'all. That was amazing.
That is so good. No, it'll be really cool though. Like I would love to have them out because
He's coming like soon. I'll tell him.
oh well then yeah.
Get him
we'll
on the
just meet up.
schedule.
Yeah, he's
Text
gonna
him
be-
right now.
He's
Let's go.
coming because they're
I'm-
like
I'm-
the distributors are being like.
Your
shut
phone's
down.
still on the counter.
No, I'm gonna say bye.
See y'all in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.